This is the Carl Miller Show, where we talk about all things real estate, financial investments, and getting into a home you love. With over 15 years of experience, this is your host, Carl Miller.
Meet Jordan and Connie Parker today with the Claire Parker Foundation and a review of the National Association of Realtors Housing Mismatch Report. We'll dive into that and talk about what that means for you, the home buyers and home sellers of Greater Lynchburg. Thank you for tuning in. I am Carl. I'm your host, the principal broker at Carl Miller Realty. We're Lynchburg's first certified full-service professional brokerage, and we're located at 7700 Timberlake Road in Lynchburg and on Main Street in Alta Vista. We are your caring, competent, trusted advisors for real estate sales and service. If you are a homeowner or an aspiring homeowner, this show is for you. And we're in a network of the best realtors in the United States and Canada who operate with skill and with a relational approach to meeting your housing needs. So whether relocating to or from Central Virginia, maybe you've inherited a house outside of Lynchburg and you don't know who to call, we've got you. I want to thank Gary's Garden Center for sponsoring our show this month. Spring, it's in full bloom at Gary's Garden Center, and they are ready to help you create your own slice of paradise this summer. Imagine stepping outside and picking a ripe tomato and admiring the vibrant blooms of your favorite flowers with the fresh scent of lavender filling the air. Well, whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Gary's Garden Center has everything you need to bloom and grow. For a great selection, expert advice, and friendly service, visit Gary's Garden Center at 794 Leesville Road today. They're online at garysgardencenter.com. And if you want to learn more, Gary was on our show last week. You can catch past episodes on the Carl Miller Show on your favorite platform for podcasts, and now on YouTube as well. So check out that interview with Gary Gardner III last week.
It's time for a new featured listing from Carl Miller Realty.
Well, we have a featured listing in Alta Vista. Speaking of Alta Vista and the Claire Parker Foundation, this is a Claire Parker Foundation profit house. So the home that sells on this specific house, the proceeds will all go to benefit the Claire Parker Foundation. It is a gorgeous house. There was a ribbon cutting and an open house last weekend. I was there. It's located at 805 14th Street. It is a 1,222 square foot home, but it is probably the best laid out house of this size I've ever been in. Just a beautiful floor plan, good sized bedrooms, nice open living space, and that kitchen, I'm telling you, check it out. The best thing is the price. It is just $239,900 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, new construction home. All I can say is it is modern, it is good, it is a great floor plan. It's got quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances. There's a large island with bar seating, and this floor plan just opens seamlessly to the dining and living areas. It is the perfect space for everyday living and entertainment. And there's even a really sweet back deck overlooking the backyard. All I can say is check it out. 9-foot ceilings, LVP flooring, everything you would want in a new construction house, and the price at just $239,900. Again, the address is 805 14th Street. Go to carlmillerrealty.com and ask for Marie Mitchell. She's a listing agent. You can also reach her on her cell phone. And if you are writing down, her cell is 907-0424. And again, just go to carlmillerrealty.com. You can click on the agents and you'll see Marie Mitchell. You can reach her at 434-907-0424. You will not be disappointed in this house. Well, in the studio with us today is Jordan and his wife, Connie Parker, and they are the founders of the Claire Parker Foundation. We have enjoyed partnering with them at Carl Miller Realty, and actually Marie Mitchell, who's the listing agent for the Claire Parker Foundation house, has had a long-term relationship with the Claire Parker Foundation longer than I have. Welcome to the studio, Connie and Jordan.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It's good to have you guys here. And for listeners who may not be familiar with the Claire Parker Foundation, tell us a bit about the organization. Maybe tell the story. Where did you start? The mission, the organization. There's an incredible story behind it. And out of pain has come an amazing ministry that has benefited hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of individuals over the last number of years. And do you mind sharing the story about how Claire Parker Foundation got going? And
yeah, sure. So this is actually the first time Connie's been on.
Yeah, Connie.
So I want to try to get her to talk a little bit. You know, we talked about that floor plan. She was the one who designed it. But
yeah, we'll go back to that, by the way.
So our daughter Claire was diagnosed with leukemia when she was 10 months old, and we were sent to 3 different hospitals in the span of about 3 to 4 days. And over the course of all of her treatment and everything, we realized that there just were not a lot of resources for all families. There's a lot of resources in different areas and for specific things, but for tangible quality of life resources for all families that are battling pediatric cancer, we wanted to be able to help them with that. And my wife, Connie, actually designed a care box with nurses at Duke Hospital about 13 years ago, 12 years ago. I'm trying to get my timelines here now. And she designed it on the floor with them one night when we'd been in the hospital for 100 days at this point.
Wow.
And it was more like home at that point. It was late at night, and she was just enjoying time with them. They had become like family.
Yeah.
And the idea behind the box was that it would have all the essentials that a family would need the moment their child is diagnosed with cancer. And that was really it. That was the whole purpose of it, and that was all we wanted to do. And after Claire passed away, we decided to do that, and we did it in a very rudimentary fashion. We bought the boxes at Staples. We printed off our own labels, all of that.
Sure.
We pitched the product to Duke and asked them, hey, is this something that we can donate to you guys and you have on hand? And they loved it. We kept them there for about a month. It was so successful that we decided to start piloting it at other hospitals. So we started with the other two hospitals Claire was served at, which were UVA and Carilion Children's in Roanoke.
Yeah.
And then we went to two more hospitals, which were Brenner Children's Hospital and Levine Children's Hospital. One's in Charlotte and one's in Winston-Salem. And over the course of the next year, we just continued to just kind of grow.
Wow.
And that first year, we wound up working with about 250 to 500 families.
Wow.
We started with a financial component to where we help families out, working directly through the hospital with their child life specialist. And that grew into multiple programs that we have, that we run directly through our hospitals, that are on site at our hospitals at no charge to families. And they're all different quality of life programs. And, it also helps us connect with the families outside of the hospital.
Right.
And so we like to pride ourselves in the fact that we are one of the only organizations that systematically works with a family from the very first day they're diagnosed to either when they end treatment or they go into the next phase, which is, passing away and working with that family through grief as well.
Yeah. What I love about that story is you didn't set out with this grand mission of, hey, we're going to go out and create this, organization. It literally started with just servanthood, putting a box together.
It was simply a list inside my Bible.
Yeah.
From just talking with the nurses, and then we pulled it out. We just had one program in one hospital, and God just had bigger plans.
Yeah.
It just kept growing, and then the infrastructure came behind it, and now it's just continuing to serve.
Yeah, because it clearly resonated, not just with the hospital staff, but also you were meeting a need for families. Because, and I learned this from you, Claire. Not Claire, your daughter. I learned this from Claire, from your daughter, Jordan. When you got that news the very first time, it's like you get whisked away. It's not like you have time to go home and pack a box. You immediately just whisked to the hospital, and you're there overnight.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
Yeah, we went straight to Roanoke.
Yeah.
We were at Roanoke for 8 hours, and then they told us they couldn't serve us there.
Right.
Because she was too critical, and then we went to UVA, and that's a long story, just the transport alone that we could talk about.
Imagine, yeah.
And then we were at UVA for about 3 days, and we were flown to Duke.
So the box idea, going back to what you started with this, Connie, it was more, hey, this is a need. This will meet a tangible physical need for parents and for the child.
Yeah, well, when Jordan and I first began this, we were 24, 25.
Yeah.
We were babies.
And Claire was your oldest, correct?
She was our firstborn.
Yeah, firstborn, yes. Mm-hmm.
And luckily, we just had great community with our jobs as teachers and the support from our church. And a lot of young people aren't ingrained in their communities as deeply as we are.
Sure.
And that was the birthing of, we've got to help other young people going through this.
Yeah.
We've got to give them something that when they come in the hospital on diagnosis and they're completely unprepared, their needs are met. They're like, their survival kit is there waiting for them.
Yeah, that's amazing. So now you're in, how many hospitals do you service today?
We serve 9 hospitals.
Hospitals.
Go all the way to D.C. and all the way down to Charlotte.
It's amazing. And I'm sure you're in Centra Health here in Lynchburg as well.
We actually are not.
Pediatric oncology.
Pediatric. Okay, got it. Okay, so Carilion, but you started at Duke, and then UVA, Carilion, and you're in Northern Virginia and in North Carolina, correct?
And a lot of these hospitals, we serve inpatient and outpatient.
Oh, you do?
So it's two wards in the same hospital we're working with.
Mm-hmm. Boy, I got so many questions, and unfortunately, our time is a little short today. But we're speaking with the Parkers. So we're speaking with Jordan and Connie Parker with the Claire Parker Foundation. Maybe give a story or an example of the impact the foundation has had on a family. Do you have a story kind of top of mind, or just let's put a little bit of a tangibility on, hey, here's a typical family that we've served, and this is how we made an impact, or this is how we were able to serve, and with the work that you're doing today.
Yeah, I think what's unique about how we work is that because our programs are in the hospital and we work directly with the child life specialist, that there are many families that we will never know that we have touched.
Yeah.
So there's some families we don't really get to interact with, even though we know we work with around 250 to 500 new families a year. There's always that very small amount that we work very deeply and very closely with.
Yeah.
So we have a local family whose child has relapsed multiple times, and that child is now in their 20s, and we were able to work with them in a very tangible way through having Santa go to their house for Christmas, and to going in this deep way about it, to also having a family that sent us a note a couple weeks ago telling us that they had fundraised for their daughter, that she had passed away, and that for her 1-year anniversary, that they wanted to give back to our foundation because it had meant so much. We knew nothing about this family really until they sent us this letter. So it goes, I would say every time Connie and I feel like, what is God's purpose in this? This is a lot on us. This is something we do both as volunteers.
Yeah.
We will get one of those hits in the mail that is a specialized note from a family that talks about a specific program that we've done. During COVID was huge. We came out with a brand new program called End of Treatment.
Yeah.
And the idea behind it is that the child gets to celebrate their last day of treatment in the hospital, like anybody does that has cancer when they ring the bell.
Sure.
But we started a customized box that is made out of wood. And the idea behind the box is that it is something that is a keepsake for the family to keep special items that child has worked on in the hospital with their child life specialist throughout treatment. And it's something that if the child survives, it's a memento that they can have.
Amazing.
Or if the child passes, it's something that the family has forever. And it has a camera in there that they get to take, a disposable camera with their doctors and nurses the last day.
Sure.
An autographed book. It has a specialized bell that we have hand painted from someone in Massachusetts. And so we didn't really think anything of it when we did the program, and we got a picture during COVID of a kid who was not allowed to celebrate in the hospital because he did away with all those things, and they did it at their church.
Awesome.
So they got to do this huge celebration in their church of the child ringing the bell. They got to do it because of this program that was created.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing thing. We have one board member whose husband, that's all they do. He just makes customized wooden boxes. He makes about 300 a year for us.
That's amazing.
So
That's
things
so cool.
like that are just really awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that puts some real perspective on what you do. Let's talk a little bit about fundraising, because obviously you're reliant on donations, and I'm guessing that's the majority of what keeps you guys afloat. Donations, I'm guessing. Yeah. Do you get any federal or state help from grants, or at this point, not really?
We do apply for grants, but they're not federal or state.
Okay.
We have local foundations.
That's
a small percentage of our.
Yeah, I understand. And most of it's individuals or businesses donating.
Our 5K race,
yes,
our Claire houses, and then just the greatness of others.
All right, let's talk about the Claire houses, because this was something that you started a number of years ago, and it started with rehabbing a house, right? And then that was the first one.
2020, I think.
2020, you bought a house, rehabbed it, sold it for a profit, donated this to the Claire Parker Foundation, and out of that, fast forward to 2026, you just built a spec house in Alta Vista on 14th Street.
Yes.
And you got vacant lots beside it, more coming. But talk about that a little bit, and talk about that house that you built and the labor that went into it. And oh my goodness, you have so many people that donated.
Yeah, well, we're really blessed. Go back to COVID, we didn't know how we were going to survive.
Okay.
And there was a church that was given a house that was almost falling down, and we approached them, and we were able to buy the house on the back end. We had a very unique contract written up. We didn't know a lot about contracting. We've had experience, but we had a lot of smart people around us, and we formed a little committee. And once we did the house, it was an incredible design that Kai did.
Yeah.
And Marie approached us. She was not on the board at the time.
Yeah.
But we knew we wanted to go through Marie.
Sure.
And it was fantastic. And we sold the house within 24 hours. And Connie and I were talking, and she's like, wow, this was a lot of work. I was like, yeah. She said, we need to take a break. And we started on the next house 2 weeks later.
2-week break.
So actually the dad of my high school best friend.
Yeah. And
He approached us about it.
So these houses, they just kind of kept coming up. And then, after the second house, my wife was like, we've got to take a break. And the guy, a bank president called me up, was like, Jordan, there's a house in Alta Vista. I don't want it. This guy called me. It's awful. And we did that one. And then we did the Mammoth one that you saw a few years ago on 8th Street.
You took a risk on that one, but
we did. And that was great. And it was a huge burden with, 2,600 square foot, 200, 2-story house.
Had a groundhog living in it.
Yeah, groundhog living in it. We had to get rid of him. And then, it felt like just things the market has been very hot. The timing wasn't great. And so we decided last year to buy these lots to secure, us being able to have a plan going forward for a few years. And it worked out. And so this house has been great. A lot of the same people that have been involved in all the other houses have come on board.
And we're talking contractors.
All the contractors and things. We were very blessed. And, Hill City Builders was our builder on this one. That was our GC.
Yep. Shout out to Hans. He was a sponsor of the show in the past.
Oh, yeah. So he did a great job on that. And, we're so thankful for, I don't know if it's supposed to shout out to me of these builders, but, Moore's Electric.
What a great organization.
Moore's Electric has been incredible to us. They have done our HVAC, electrical, and plumbing turnkey.
Amazing.
And so we've just had a lot of really good people that are surrounding us. A lot of people from the Lynchburg area, a lot of contractors, that have helped us out. Paige over at Spectrum donated all the stone. I could just go through the list of different people. And so, and of course, Carl Miller Realty. You guys have been integral in it. And, it's been really, Marie's really helped guide us through this process every time.
Marie's the one that introduced me to you guys. And she's like, hey, just, there's this foundation I just love, and I want to introduce you. And I remember the first time I heard about it, I was like, oh my goodness, yes, we will absolutely, help them with the marketing and sale of that house. And so we're just grateful for the partnership. What did you enjoy most about designing that house, Connie? I mean, and again, listeners, I'm telling you, you have to go check this out. And there was an open house last weekend, but call Marie. She'll show it to you. It's down on 14th Street and 805 14th Street. What did you enjoy most about it? Because you did an incredible job on that design, by the way.
Thank you. Probably my favorite part was being able to start from a blank slate not having to go in and fix something that was a nuance or odd or not modern.
Yeah.
So that was probably the best part. And it allowed me to go with an open concept. And even as I went in, I was changing things. Because you start walking in and moving around, and it wasn't quite right. So just the flexibility it provided me.
Yeah, I was so impressed with 3 things. First of all, I mean, there's a lot, actually more than 3 things, but 3 things kind of stood out. One is that even though the floor plan is a bit on the small side, it doesn't feel like it. It's such an efficient floor plan with the way it's laid out. The bedrooms are all large. Every one of them would fit a queen bed, and you got big closets. But there was a couple little cool touches. One of them, like transom windows on that front, just little stuff that just makes a big difference. And 9-foot ceilings was a good move. And then that kitchen, I heard you completely redesign, or not completely redesign it, but you took the floor plan and said, we can make this better.
Yeah, I really worked on that kitchen because I'm a stay-at-home mom and I love to cook. So if the kitchen is no good, the kitchen's the heart of the home. It needs to be extra.
Connie, I look at a lot of houses, and I got to say, for the size of that house, it's one of the best laid floor plans that I've been into. So it's a testament to you guys picking the right house, right floor plan, and then like you said, designing it.
Thank you.
Making a few modifications. All right, listeners may want to get involved. How can they find out more? Donate time, donate dollars, maybe get involved in the 5K race. What's the best way they can reach you guys, or just learn more about the Claire Parker Foundation? Maybe they have a loved one who could use your services, or they get that news, and how can they get in touch?
Yeah, the best way is check us out on our website. If you need to contact us directly, our numbers are available there. You can also go through the contact us little tab, and it'll go directly to our email, and we always reach out to that.
Yeah.
Carly Hagwood is our director of the foundation, and so she's our only staff member that we actually have.
Sure.
And she'll reach out and touch base with you in different ways. If you're a local organization, you want to get involved in a real tangible way. One of the things I would say is our care cart.
Yeah.
We have food carts that are housed at 3 of our hospitals. No,
okay.
Is it 3? Yes, 3 of our hospitals. And it is specifically for patients while they're in the hospital, but also we have a couple that are while they're getting chemo treatment during the day at the outpatient clinics. And so we are constantly stocking that. We have a specific list that we do.
Cool.
To make sure that they have that, and it's just a great thing for families that we can push around, and we have volunteers at these hospitals that do that for us. And so contact Carly. It's a great project for a VBS.
Okay.
It's a great project
great.
for a small group at a church.
Yeah.
We have a lot of different organizations do that, and it's just very simple. You go to the grocery store, buy some of these items off the list, and you deliver it to our foundation in Alta Vista, and we'll coordinate that with you guys. And that's a very tangible thing that people like to do. If you want to, get involved in a sponsored way, or a financial way, a great way to support it is the race. A lot of people say donate money, but come celebrate with us in a race.
Absolutely.
It is an incredible race.
It's the best one.
And we're excited. Our race director, Jeff Fedorka over here at Riverside Runners, does a great job with helping us with that. And we are proud that we are the culminating event for the Lynchburg Road Runners series every year.
That's right.
In the fall. So
and this is the Deck the Heels 5K. It's in December. Do you know the date offhand? I'm putting you on the spot right here.
It's the 12th. It's the second Saturday.
Second Saturday in December. It's an evening event. It's the most, and I love it. It's the evening. The lights are coming down and coming on as you run down Main Street and you cross the bridge. You cross the Stanton River down there. You go into Pittsylvania County and you come back. And it's just it's a great race. It's a lot of fun. It's a very unique race. And small town Alta Vista doesn't get much better than that on a December evening, and it's a very festive event. Give it the website one more time,
ClaireParkerFoundation.org.
ClaireParkerFoundation.org. Well, I can't thank you enough, Connie, Jordan, for being in here today, teaching us more about the Claire Parker Foundation. And again, folks, check it out, ClaireParkerFoundation.org, and lots of opportunities there to get involved. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
When we come back, we're going to review the NAR housing mismatch. Welcome back to the Carl Miller Show. I'm Carl, your host, principal broker at Carl Miller Realty. We are your caring, competent, trusted advisors located in Lynchburg. You can follow our social pages. Sierra puts out good content for us. You can follow us at Carl Miller Realty on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
It's time for Carl Miller Realty's Local Stat of the Week.
Today's weekly data point has more to do with the very first step to buying a home, and it's important. The first step to move from being a tenant to being a homeowner is to simply decide you want to be a homeowner. And that's it. Decide. After you decide that I am going to own a home, then you take some action. Action, what I found is it just creates clarity, movement and action towards making your decision, your commitment, the thing your future self has decided to bring about. It will become clear, and the next step to take will become clear. Whether that's saving or talking to the right people. But in summary, if you want to get out of the lease you're in, if you are a homeowner now and you want to invest in additional real estate, the next step is not to talk to a realtor. It's not to talk to a lender. It's not to look at your bank account. It's to simply decide that this is what I'm going to do. And only after you make that commitment, at that point, contact us at Carl Miller Realty, and we will take the next step forward together. So decide. I want to introduce a little bit idea of a topic that I've been talking about with some other brokers. And, when you look at the macro trends in the United States, the housing market in the U.S., it is showing some signs of improvement. Inventory has increased from the recent lows. Affordability index has modestly improved, and I'll say modestly because it's not drastic. And overall, we're starting to see some more normal market conditions with the exception of price. Prices are still at just all-time highs in the United States for housing. The transaction activity does remain a bit sluggish. But there's a report that the National Association of Realtors put out that introduces the listing income alignment score, which kind of measures how well the distribution of listings matches the income distributions of households. And it's a pretty complicated graph. You can find this at the National Association of Realtors website. And if you just look at the housing mismatch report, I believe if you Google that, you'll find this. But across the country, the alignment score has reached 74.9%. So let's call it 75% in March, which is up from 66% a year earlier, but still well below the pre-pandemic baseline of 84.4%. So what this score measures is the affordability. Is it within reach for the median income earner in the United States as a proportion to the median home price? The mismatch, it's especially more severe in the middle of the market. In most markets, the lower and middle income households, they're facing a shortage of listings. While listings at a higher price point, they're relatively more abundant. And so this creates an imbalance that reduces the effective supply available to buyers who typically drive the transaction volume. And what we're seeing, we kind of see this in a couple of statistics that in the markets right now. The number one most glaring one, I think, is that the median age or the average age of a first-time home buyer is now 40 years old. So the result is a housing market that seems to be improving, but continues to operate below its norm and certainly below its potential. So rising inventory has not translated into stronger sales. The key takeaway is that increasing supply alone, that will not be enough to restore normal market activity. The recovery is going to depend on two things: expanding the inventory and improving the alignment between home prices and household income. So here's the problem. Prices went up tremendously from 2020 to 2024. We saw that. It's going up in 2025 as a national number, and it's going up in 2026. But here's what's happened. The income has not kept up with the home price percentage of appreciation. So 75% of the access that buyers would have had in a balanced market, it's still 9.5 percentage points below the pre-pandemic levels. And here's the thing that I find fascinating. Only 13% of metros have reached or exceeded a balanced market benchmark, which is an alignment score of 90%. And all of those 13% of metros, they're either in the Midwest or the Upper South. 36% of metros fall below 70% alignment, and 11% of metros are in severe shortage. And those include cities like Los Angeles, San Diego, Providence, Rhode Island, Boise City, Idaho. Major deficiencies there. Looking at a couple of specific cities, Madison, Wisconsin, it's the only metro among the 100 largest where the alignment actually declined year over year, which reversed the previous year's improvement. So most markets, the shortages are concentrated on the entry level and the middle segments of the market, while listings priced for upper, middle, and high income earners, they're in surplus. It's a structural mismatch that keeps the transaction activity subdued even as the inventory rises. So the middle income earners, they continue to face the largest supply gap. Buyers that earn around $75,000, they can currently afford homes priced to about the 270 number or so. Homes priced below this point currently account for only about 23% of listings, compared with 44% in a balanced market. So bottom line is this: home prices are high as a percentage to household income. There's a mismatch going on. Housing expenses have increased. They are taking more of income. But that being said, housing, it's a valuable thing, and you get to decide if you want to pay your own mortgage or if you want to pay your landlord's mortgage, because housing prices have just risen across the country all over the place, and there's no sign of that reversing anytime soon.
It's time for Carl Miller Realty's Fun Fact of the Week.
Natural light is one of the top things that buyers look for. Bright, naturally lit homes tend to feel larger, warmer, and more inviting. Sunlight can highlight a home's best features, creating a welcoming atmosphere and even make spaces feel more open. If you're thinking about selling, something as simple as opening up your blinds and curtains can make a big difference in how buyers experience your home as they're walking through. Well, if you have real estate questions you want answered, contact us. Maybe you got specific questions about what that housing mismatch report, how it looks like for Lynchburg, Virginia. I'd be happy to go over that with you. And maybe you're looking to buy or sell a home. Maybe you've decided today that you're going to become a homeowner. We'd love to help you out. I want to thank our sponsor, Gary's Garden Center. We all know the importance of curb appeal, but many of us overcomplicate it. Gary's Garden Center, they've got everything you need: hanging baskets, pots of flowers. They've got it all. Stop by and see them on Leesville Road today. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, pointing you in. We were here to help you get where you want to go. I want to thank as well Claire Parker Foundation, Connie and Jordan. What a great experience having them on the studio today. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we will see you next week.